Hey guys, Darren here. Fantasy Points, week number 15. Um, Season's flying by. Last week, my two quarterbacks I suggested both went off, Goff and Cousins. Super annoying that St. Brown did not get a touchdown with Goff having such a good game. My highest quarterback ended up being Trevor Lawrence for the Jags, and he has 4 touchdowns, and Christian Kirk had 0 touchdowns. So it's pretty annoying. But yeah, I shared that how much I liked Trevor Lawrence in our cashing point stream. So if you're not a member of Fantasy Points, there's going to be a discount code that you can get in for next year. Early bird, 30% off. So I would try and take advantage of that for sure. Not sure if these videos will be free next year. Not sure what the plan is for that part of it. But you can get my other other GPP plays. Obviously, if you play through the site, because obviously this is free, and I try and give most of the good plays, but I do save a couple for the members themselves when I'm on the stream and talking in our Discord chat. Anyway, so let's get to it. DraftKings 40 with receiver, you know the drill. Flex, running back, receiver. We'll go right into the custom stacks. And my first stack here, I've got Justin Fields. I got him with Kmet and Miles Sanders. We're assuming they're going to be throwing and he's going to be running to try and keep up with the Eagles. I think they may, if they're up that big, they'll go run heavy, which helps Sanders again, who I loved last week. And Kmet's basically the last man standing. The rest of receivers for Chicago are a mess. There's no Chase Claypool. Obviously, Mooney's out for the year, so it's just a disaster. So the target tree for Kmet should be there in this type of catch-up game. And Fields is healthy. He looked actually pretty good last time. So I put around 20% on this one. And second one I did Joe Burrow. So Chase with no Boyd playing. Target tree once again, and he's Jamar Chase. So I'm not going to try and explain why Chase is a good play. And actually come back with Godwin. Godwin disappointed a little bit last week. Really good matchup. I know a lot of us on our side really liked him. So his ownership is actually a lot lower, one of the lowest it's been in the last few weeks on him also. So maybe time to jump. So nice little correlation here, a little stack, and obviously I don't want to mix in with Burrow. Same with here with Fields. I don't want Montgomery. I don't want the Eagles defense, obviously. All right. So there's that. And then max exposure, 40 lineups, not exact guys, just kind of showing you can play around with these. And then max flex exposure. If you think there's more receiver value or overall, you can bump up your flex. And this is a great another option that I really like for this side. All right, let's go look at some of the players. And per usual, go to quarterback. We're always sort by value. Sorry, ownership didn't pop up over here. Yeah, it's up on our site, so I apologize. It's not up here today for you. Dak Prescott actually shows up at the most here, so that's kind of interesting. He's popping quite a bit. Andy Dalton, that kind of worries me a little bit. I know Graham Barfield, we did the show yesterday. He kind of likes Andy Dalton. Definitely a GPP play. But obviously you got Taysom Hill, looming. Ryan Tannehill, wow, that's interesting. Yeah, he is cheap. Burrow over. Okay. Let's go look at the running backs and value. And there's my boy Miles Sanders, who I like again this week, top of the standings. Derrick Henry in a really good matchup against the Chargers. Najee's interesting against Carolina. He's looked a little bit better. That game just has such a ugly total and ugly quarterbacks. It's just kind of a mess. Who knows what's going on with DJ Moore? James Conner, pretty good matchup at Denver. I know his ownership is actually up there a little bit. McKinnon was amazing last week. We'll see if they're going to flip flop. You know, you're going to try and pick the right one. One of them's going to go off, McKinnon or Pacheco. I say that right? My member make fun of me because I can't pronounce players' names. I think Foreman's interesting, guys. He had 21 carries last week and just it's so annoying that the other two running backs scored touchdowns. I kind of liked him, but they're at home against Pitt, so he can fall in the end zone a couple times. All right, we'll go lastly the receiver. There's look at this. I mean, when you got a guy as expensive as Chase is at 8,300, and he's a top value on the slate, that kind of tells you something, right? Yeah, so Chase is a really good play. Aguilar, super interesting against the Raiders. They have not been good against receivers. Bourne, also like a punt. You know, it's tough to get these New England Patriots receivers or any of them, right? To be honest, I wouldn't play more than one. Elijah Moore's still popping, man. They're playing Detroit, and I know it sucks that White's out because I loved him this week. It might bring the ownership down a little bit. He's still cheap, and Corey Davis is out, so I like that quite a bit. There's Godwin, who we talked about in the stack. There's Chris Moore, playing catch up, and you know, I said in the stream last week on our cashing points, I really like the Houston receivers. You know, they wouldn't be able to run the ball and they have to throw, so the receivers would benefit. And Chris Moore went off, and so did Amari Rogers. I had, I think, 10% more, 10% Dorsett, and then like 5% Amari Rogers. But obviously, you need a little bit more. All right. Anyway, so let's go look at the teams. All right, we'll go straight to the top team here. So this lineup did give you Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne, which I would not do. So you could flip out one of these guys, maybe if you want to take a shot with you know a cheaper guy here, like Elijah Moore. You could maybe switch one of those, maybe play around with a defense. This one's not bad. This one's not bad. Burrow, Henry, Godwin, Moore, Schultz, Bourne. If you didn't really like Bourne, I know it's tough to like those. You could pay. You could actually go down from Schultz and go to a cheaper tight end, and then upgrade Bourne. Let me see how much Bourne is. Sorry, let me go look. That's so excited. He was popping in value. He's all the way down to 3,100. Then it's gonna be hard to upgrade. I mean, if you went down a little bit, maybe Chris Moore's 4,200. They're trying to make up $1,100. It might be a little tough. Okay, I'm just trying to think that through for you. Burrow. Let's go look at some of these Fields teams that we made. There's Fields, Henry, Sanders, Chase, Godwin, Bourne, Komet. This one isn't bad. St. Brown once again. I don't know, man. It's I guess one of them should score, but there's him and Pettis. I think I like Pettis a little bit more, but I don't know. But I kind of like this lineup quite a bit. And we'll go to the last one. I always like going to the last one, see what the last one spit out. Herbert, Jacobs, Connor, Keenan, Garrett Wilson. I wouldn't play. I was gonna actually get us double stack these guys with White, but can't anymore. But I do still like Garrett Wilson quite a bit. Detroit's is terrible. They're like dead last against receivers the last few weeks and most of the year already. So, but I wouldn't. I personally wouldn't play Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore in a stack. Jets. I think they may run a little bit more also. But anyway, so that's pretty much it for this week, guys. Just a few weeks left in the season, and yeah, good luck. And obviously, I'm getting ready for the Saturday games today. So let's see. Hopefully that'll go well. But anyway, give a thumbs up on the video if you don't mind on YouTube. I really appreciate it. And you guys have a good Sunday. Bye. See ya.